What is up, everybody? This is Dale with LackLuster Gaming, the show for those who love to game but know they're mediocre at best. And today, we're gonna do something a little bit different. What I've done is I've gone to the leaderboards and chosen the top 3 players globally and stolen their decks. So numbers 1, 2, and 3, we're going to go through them from 3, 2, 1. But first, let's get to some shoutouts. Savage Ghost, Global Scope Gaming, and Matt Starr. Thank you so much for being a part of the LackLuster community. You're so welcome here. Loving having you guys. Alright, let's get into deck 3. Now this one was a difficult one and it took me probably a half an hour to really fully understand the deck and get the hang of it. But it's a pretty decent one. I don't like it. You might. It's more of a troll deck to me than anything. It is a rocket deck. It's kind of like a minor control deck, but without a hog or, the major win condition is a rocket. There you go. So, we're going up against a golem, and the first push was shut down so quickly. So quick on his end. And, you know, the nice thing that... Going into this, I thought this was going to be a really easy deck for me, because most of the time I run a deck that is almost identical to this, but uses a hog for the win condition. Now, hogs get shut down quite often with everybody. I don't know why he did that, but that clued me in that he had given up, and that's why I'm showing this to you guys. Lightning on my King's Tower, but on nothing else. I don't get it. Then arrows on the King Tower and a zap. Good job, bud. I don't know if he was trolling me or if I was trolling him at this point. But anyway, I thought it was going to be a fairly easy deck for me to figure out, because all I had to do was essentially replace the hog with a rocket. Now, the rocket does 450-ish damage to an arena tower, so I thought all I'd have to do is spam that rocket over and over again, because I normally use a hog and an ice golem, which is 6 elixir, and that usually gets me 400 to 600 damage on a king tower. Now, sometimes it does a lot more than that if I play it just right. My opponent makes a mistake and I punish him for it, but it wasn't the case for this deck. It took me forever. I'm telling you, like 12 battles until I started winning with it. And I'm still not that great with it. So there you have it. Deck number 3. It's gotten him to number 3. I don't know. It's not doing it for me, though. If you give it a shot, let me know. Post some replays for me at the LackLuster YT clan in Clash Royale. By the way, if you guys need a clan, I need to fill up some spots in LackLuster YT2 and LackLuster YT3. Go join up, alright? We're going to make our first clan 3,000 plus soon. So, let's get into this second deck. Second player in the world right now is running this deck, and it is essentially a variation of those Golem Lightning decks, but it's using the Royal Giant. And I've got a real cold place in my heart for people who use the Royal Giant. It's just a really like, it's like, there's so many things that I want to say about it that I just won't, at least not on this channel, because I try to keep it family friendly, and I use a lot of profanity in my day-to-day life. And basically, if the camos weren't running right now, you'd get to meet my old soldier mouth. But anyway, here we go. Royal Giant. And this deck has been all over the place. Like, it is absolutely in the meta at the moment. Not a variation of this deck, but pretty much this exact deck. With the Royal Giant and the Lightning spell. It's got the log, the archers, the arrows, the mini P.E.K.K.A. I mean, it's a very well thought out deck. It's got a counter for everything, and it has a great setup for an offensive push. But it is a very expensive push. Now, look at that. He sent his gob barrel and his miner off on the bottom left corner, and it was easily countered with a log. 2 elixir, but look what I got going. I got this Royal Giant, just took over 1,000 hit points off of his tower, and how much elixir did he spend? Way too much defending it. But he didn't really defend it because I almost took him out. So now we're setting it up again. The furnace is really really a neat card, and I don't have a lot of experience with it, but it's pretty essential in this deck, especially because a lot of people counter the Royal Giant with the Skarmy and other small cards like that that can either be zapped out or can be taken out with a couple of Fire Spirits. And that chip damage right there, see, look at that, 168 damage for one Fire Spirit on that tower. Maybe it was 177. There we go. Takes it out just like that while I'm working down the other tower. He's still working on my bottom left, and I'm going for the second tower because I know he's going to take it out. There's no doubt about it, and I was just waiting for that Inferno Tower to go down so that I can place another Royal Giant right in the center. Perfect placement. Once you get that one tower down and place either 3 Musketeers, a Royal Giant, or your Hog right there in that center spot, I mean, you're guaranteed pretty much to get some damage unless your opponent has some very, very fast reflexes, which most people don't. So, look at those archers too. Just, so much damage. I think that was like 300 or 400 hit points off of that tower just by 2 archers with half hit points. And look at that. Those minions were placed just a little too early, and those Fire Spirits turned around and jumped on them. Now, check this out. I dropped the Royal Giant and my Skarmy because I know he's countering with the Skarmy. And unfortunately, because mine were placed second, his Skarmy took over because of the boot time, we'll call it. You know, the time that they become ready. But we're in overtime, so we got double elixir, and because this deck is so expensive, the advantage goes to me. I placed that Royal Giant right on time so that he would place the Skarmy there, and that one single Fire Spirit would jump it, allowing my Royal Giant to live just long enough to get it under 350 hit points so I can lightning it out. Really cool deck. I had a lot of fun with that one. It did take me some time to get used to it, but once I did, it became very easy and kind of a natural flow to it. Now, the last deck is being used by the first player on the global leaderboard. This is a giant bowler deck, and if you've been around with me for a little while, you'll know that I suck with giant beatdown decks. I'm just the worst, and I had nothing to play in the beginning, so you know, luckily he put down that princess and I threw the log, counter that, and we're gonna start, and this is actually the first battle that I'm playing with this deck, and it's really kind of a fun one. So I put the bowler in the back, let it go forward. We're going to lightning out all of that, and he places down his Inferno Tower. So this has 2 fairly decent tanks in it. The Giant and the Bowler both are able to take out a tower if left unattended. So I know he placed down that Inferno Tower, so as soon as it dies, I place down my Giant, let it start advancing on the tower. All he's got is a princess and an ice spirit. No problem. Freeze that up. We've got our archers. The splash damage does not hit them. And look at that combo. It's just so much damage from 3 small cards. No skeletons were even on that tower. It was amazing. So Giant and 2 archers were able to take down a tower almost from full health down to nothing within a matter of seconds. So obviously we've got the lead at this point, and boom, minor graveyard combo. Now I've been posting a lot of replays about those in the last few days, and I've been playing it a lot, especially in the double elixir challenge. It was a lot of fun, so I know pretty decently how to counter it. My Mega Minion and the Boulder were perfect adversaries to the graveyard minor combo. And now he's got a push on the right-hand side that he's going to have to control. Otherwise, he's going to get 3 crowned. Now he throws down a bomber and the Inferno Tower. And I'm waiting. 6 elixir pop. And I kind of wish I would have gotten that Musketeer instead of the Inferno Tower, because it really didn't matter at that point. But yeah, we still did some pretty decent damage and stopped their push. And he's coming in now with another minor graveyard, and we are going to defend it with the archers and a log and a Mega Minion. Pretty easy. Not too difficult to counter when you have those 3 cards. And he was only able to do 200 damage to my tower. So We're going to start setting up. It seemed a little bit difficult going to the right side, and it also set him up with a good counter push when I was trying to 3-crown him. So we're just going to go for 2 instead. So that's why I sent my bowler in on the left. He sent in a miner, and I placed down my archers and my Mega Minion, kind of anticipating a graveyard spell, but it never came. We've got 7 seconds, 6 seconds left, and I got all that on the board, and look at that. We're going to take that tower, and that is it. And that's it, guys. Just kind of a showcase for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. And the winner for the gift card giveaway will be announced tomorrow. Until then, we'll see you later, guys.